Good evening, freedom seekers and soul seekers. Kel Gunter here with your Soul Service Astrology update from the 25th of January 2021. Welcome. If we haven't met, I'm Kel. I'm a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. I also use astrology in an embodied and integrated way to enable me to live the life that I desire to be leading. And so far, it's working out really well for me. And I want to share that with you. I want you to be using astrology in your day-to-day life so that you can check in with your soul, you can check in with your service, and you can do, be, and create from that space and basically live a life deeply connected to joy and your soul and everything else around you. So that's how I use astrology. So let's talk about what's happening this week in the solar system. So remembering all 13 signs sidereal astrology, that means that there are 13 zodiac along the ecliptic. That's where the Earth revolves around the sun. There is also sidereal astrology takes account for precession, which is the wobble of the Earth's axis. So you should be able to observe the planets where I'm instructing you that they are. So if you get out your astronomy app, you should be able to view those planets in that zodiac. And also when I refer to the zodiacs and the planets, the zodiacs they're not all a neat 30 degrees. So the way I interpret astrology is so that you can correspond it with astronomy. So therefore, the international astronomy units, I hope I've got that right, that's what I use for the boundaries of each zodiac. Okay, so that's a bit of astrology 101. Let's talk about the energies that are available to you use this week so that you can deeply connect with your soul and that you can deeply connect with your service. Okay. So this week is actually quite a big week. We're on the lead up to a full moon, followed up swiftly by Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. We are shifting from a lot of Sagittarius energy into Capricorn energy. And that Capricorn energy today and tomorrow is squared by the energy in Uranus. And in particular, Uranus is squaring the sun. A square is an inattention. It might be a belief pattern. It might be a habit. It might be something that you do that holds you back, but you keep doing it. For some reason, you can't stop yourself from doing it. What this inattention is calling your attention to is that it's there. So what I would encourage you to do at the beginning of the week is notice where you're limiting yourself. What are you doing with your time? Are you really diving into the topics and the things that you really want to dive into? Have you noticed that over the last month, there's something that I keep doing that's stopping me from just taking another step on my ladder towards my goal? Watch those patterns in your experience because that has information for you where you need to start changing. So that's Uranus. We want you to change to get and reach your vision. Now, this is a square to the sun. So, of course, it's about your expression, your creation, and how you want to be seen in the world and deeply connected to your purpose and your service, because this is our heart and how we shine. The heart needs to have courage to make the changes because really it's our friendly ego showing us where our subconscious is programmed a particular way and it needs to shift. So that's the square energy that's going to be there. It's there all week. So just notice what habitual patterns that you've got that you know you really want to change. For me, it's procrastination. And for me, it's the saboteur. When I achieve something really wonderful and I live my ideal day and I feel full of freedom and joy and bliss, then a couple of days go by where I can sabotage myself. So I can procrastinate more. I can pick a fight with my partner. And I can find things to do that are unimportant. So that's some of mine. I'd love to hear what yours are. Okay, so that's the beginning of the week, and we're heading towards this full moon in Cancer. There is a lovely aspect between Neptune and Venus, I think. So it's between Neptune and Mercury. Allow yourself to daydream. Don't be so hard on yourself. Find some water to immerse yourself in, or drink the water. Perhaps where you live it's snowing. Throw some snowballs at each other. So it's time to have a bit of fun, to let the mind relax and daydream. Because by the end of the week, when we hit the full moon in Cancer, it's calling us to release those feelings around where we are unsupported and where our home life is incongruent with how we want to live. So can you see if there's a pattern that you're doing that's out of alignment, it's incongruent, and then the full moon comes in and says, okay, where can you be supported more? Where are you unsupported? But where are you incongruent in relation to your feelings and how your home is set up? So you can see the transition into that full moon. So we're trying to shift our patterns, our subconscious patterns, to reprogram a new pattern. And I'll tell you at the end why after this period. So last week I mentioned that there's a lot of Aries energy encouraging us to get things done and vision big and make the changes that we want. But now we're heading into a period where it's like, okay, we just want to do a review. We want to make sure that we're making the changes for the right reason. We want to make sure that what we feel that we're coming into alignment with is what our heart truly desires. And that's what Mercury retrograde is for. Mercury retrograde is not scary. Mercury retrograde is to allow the mind to have a rest, but also to allow space in your life where you can go, okay, is that really true? Do I really want to do it that way? So in relation, because it's in Capricorn, we really want to look at our work life, our business, our career, our goals. And this is a little bit left of field, also our wisdom. How can we elevate our wisdom? Have we decluttered our space? Are we creating something? Do we need to do a bit more research? Do we need to look deeper? So that's Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So if we take the energy of the full moon and clear out any of the habitual patterns so that we can elevate our feeling and emotion, and we can feel supported, and we can have a space where we can go to and be nurtured and supported. That's our home typically. Then as we lead into Mercury retrograde, we can go, okay, so we have the support. Okay, we're clearing out some of those limiting beliefs. Clearing out a limiting belief is like clearing an addiction. So you might get on your bicycle and you might fall off. All you have to do with all this Capricorn energy around is decide. I would encourage you to just decide, this is where I'm going and that's what I'm going to do. And if you hit a couple of brick walls along the way, the decision is the same. We're still heading towards that way. If there's a brick wall there, well, then we find another pathway around it. Anything is possible. And the universe will always meet you when you decide and when you start take action towards where it is that you want to be. So we're shifting to summarize this week. We are really releasing and letting go. We're watching how we feel and what we're doing in response to our day-to-day. And perhaps it's been over the last month when the energy has been gearing up again to take action and make changes. And now comes in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, where the T's are going to be crossed and the I's are going to be dotted. Allow space for this. Don't get annoyed. Just see if you can create the space in your life to delve deeper, to do the research, to clear out anything that's not necessary. That's what Mercury retrograde's for. The reason we are heading into February, and the new moon in February will be in Capricorn. Now, it's still going to be in the retrograde, but it's very close. It's 9 days away from when it starts going forward again. So you can start to then set your goals and start to move forward into 2021. And it's kind of like, okay, we've done this clearing out. We have consolidated down. We know that we're supported. We know that we have space. We know that we've managed our time properly. We know that we've decluttered. We've looked at our systems. We've looked at our methodologies. We've looked at, this is definitely the direction I want to go. And then you start going after the new moon. The new moon's on the 12th of February. So this is a process. You can see this journey that the planets can take us on to allow us to dive into our soul. And I guess you could say the consciousness is deep linked to our soul. Infinite consciousness is our soul, our spirit, and it's guiding us. But we, of course, here program it. So we can unprogram it, or we can program it another way. And that's what the planets enable you to do. And that's what soul service astrology enables you to do. So that you can live a healthy life, you can live a wealthy life, you can live a free lifestyle, you can live a renewable, sustainable lifestyle, because of course I'm going to always bring in the environmental aspect. That's it from me today. Have a glorious week. Enjoy the full moon. Go a bit slower. Make sure that you integrate some rest and the element of water, and also allow your mind to have a rest, and don't give yourself too much of a hard time. I will be back here next Monday for my next weekly Soul Service Astrology update. If you're interested in studying with me, my course Soul Service Astrology is enrolling now. Send me a message. I would be happy to send you a prospectus, and then we can have a chat. I'm also holding a free masterclass on my Facebook page. That's at Kel Gunter over on Facebook on the 1st of February. Perhaps you are very, very intrigued about astrology and you yourself want to go deeper, and you're not quite sure if I'm the right astrologer to listen to, or perhaps some of the other astrologers that you've seen about. Which one which astrology, which astrologer do I vibe with? Because there's quite a lot of different types of astrology and astrologers, and I'm going to describe what astrology is, and in my opinion, the 3 different types of astrologers that you may meet in the online world. So come to that free masterclass. It's on the 1st of Feb, and you can RSVP at linktree/Kel Gunter. Anyway, the link's in the description. Have a beautiful evening. Bye.